to practice paying attention to what the minor characters reveal about the story. So that could be about the setting, it could be about the conflicts, it could be about the themes, our own lives, that's the themes, and it could also be what they reveal about other characters. So the reason that we're doing this today is because we do this already with people that we know and trust and walk around and be around in our lives. You can see here, like we talked about this in Zoom. I might assume based on who this person is hanging out with that she's like pretty normal, pretty chill. Maybe she's racist because she's only hanging out with white people. I don't know. Maybe she's emo because this girl looks a little bit emo, so maybe she's like into punk rock. But same day, same outfit, same everything, same person. I might assume something so totally different about her if she's hanging out with this group of people. Maybe she's more focused on being popular. Maybe she cares more about what she looks like, for example. So we do this already, and we can practice this in our books in order to better understand how people influence each other, so how minor characters influence the major characters. And it helps us unlock more meaning or more themes from the texts, and it makes our reading like even better. So this is a pretty simple process. Number one, describe the minor character. What are they feeling? What are their actions? What are their speech? What are their traits? That's how I like to do it. Lead up to this traits thing so that I'm not just like assuming something. I'm basing the description of her traits or their traits in evidence from the text. And then think, oh, what does this character reveal about the other characters around them? And then finally thinking about the conflict and themes. And so by building up, going through this step-by-step process, you're going to get to a much more complex theme than, try your best. You're going to really push yourself to get to those 8th grade, ninth grade, 10th grade level themes and ideas. So I'm going to model with one of the interesting manners. Oh, sorry. I just kicked myself. I'm going to model with one of the interesting characters to me as a white woman reading this book. I grew up as a white girl. I did not have the same background and experience as Haley, but she's super interesting to me. And so I basically just went through and I described her. So I started obviously with her feelings, actions, and speech. She's all offended that Star thinks she's a racist. She says you accused me of being a racist, Star? Like, how could you even? She also is really judgmental of Khalil. Oh, he's just a drug dealer, and seems to explain away anything that's wrong with him or anything that happened and that's an issue is because being a drug dealer is wrong, and so clearly there's something wrong with him, and who cares what happens to him. She also talks about her own struggles instead of Star's, even though Star is clearly upset, and she knows what Star looks like when she's upset. She also unfollowed Star after posting about Emmett Till on Tumblr, and she directed, honestly, she directed Maya and Star that they had to play in the game. And of course, the creme de la creme, pretend the ball is some frying chicken, bet you'll stay on it then. So based on these, I pushed myself to find both positive and negative words to describe her so that I wasn't being too biased. So I could say that she's a feminist. She clearly worries about that, but it's kind of like a racist feminism. So maybe I'll type in maybe I'll adjust that and say racist feminist. She also seems pretty fragile. She clearly has racist tendencies. She's sad because of her mom. She seems selfish. She also just seems determined. She does seem like a leader, so I put influential. She did direct her friends to do this, and people listened to her about the protests and whatnot. So now that I've described the characters, I now get to think about how are they really affecting the characters around them. What does this reveal about Star? What new information can I get about Star? What new information can I get about Maya by thinking about Haley? And so these are some of the things I said. It was oh, this helped me realize that Star's struggles at Williamson are really bad, and they might focus less on just code switching and more on who she can even trust. It also revealed that Star is definitely willing to push back against her friend's racism when people are being rude to her, but she wasn't ready to share Khalil with them, and that was an interesting kind of internal conflict. It also showed me that Star is maybe a follower at Williamson, or maybe she just leads differently. So that's now something I can think about as I continue reading. Who is Star as a leader at Williamson? Who is Star as a leader in Garden Heights? Who is Star then overall as a leader? It also revealed that Star is clearly loyal to her friends. She doesn't stop being friends with Haley after she makes this racist remark or after she unfollowed her from Tumblr, but she also clearly demands the respect that she deserves. So she's not afraid to set her boundaries, and I think that's pretty dope of Star. And then finally, I tried to push myself and be okay, what does Haley reveal about Maya? Who's this chick? It reveals that Maya seems way more empathetic to Star. than Haley does. She seems a little bit more kind, but she also doesn't call out Haley's BS. So I'm wondering, like, is Maya afraid to do this? Is she, like, afraid of conflict? Would I want to have a friend like this? Like, what's going on? So now that I've thought about this, the final step is to think about the conflicts and the themes that this reveals. So I'm just going to kind of briefly call you throughout or show you through these conflicts that I found. I talked a little bit about some of them in the previous one, but you can go ahead and read these on your own. The one that I think is most interesting to me is that I know that there are people who will do anything to avoid being called a racist or to avoid being called racist in general. And one particular way that I know from my own experiences in conversations like this and from like my college studies is that white women are especially known to kind of deflect the conversation off of the racism into their own pain. Like, after all we've gone through, Star, like, how could you do this? Like, I lost my mom. Like, I'm sad. You don't see me going around calling people racist. Or B, white women are also known to deflect the conversation away from the harm that they caused by being racist to talk about, like, I'm so shocked you could call me racist. Like, I'm so offended by this. Instead of like just atoning for their issues. So those were some of the conflicts that I noticed. And then I started to think about some of the themes, and this is what I came up with. So just based on thinking about Haley and based on thinking about how Haley interacts with others and what she can reveal about Star and what she can reveal about Maya, I came up with 4 really good themes that I can continue to think about throughout the book. So you can go ahead and read these. This is probably an interesting one to think about if you're interested in race, and if you're interested in how your background might affect your opinions and perspectives. But I think that the one that I'm most interested in reading is You Can't Always Trust the People You're Close With. And I kind of want to do the same work with Star's friends in Garden Heights, maybe her family, and see how they either support her trusting them or don't support her trusting them. So as you can see, based on just doing this process of thinking about what does this minor character reveal about other characters and what does this minor character reveal about conflicts, I can come up with some really interesting themes that unlock even more meaning and even more from the text. So good luck. Try that today in your reading, and I'll be on Zoom with any questions that you might have.